I think my microphone should sound a lot better than before. Hello. It sounds cleaner. Okay. It should sound a lot better. I had my settings checked out. Hi, Flame. Robin. Hi, Michael. Hi, Ferris. Hi, Moses. Hi, Ferris. Hi, Toast. Hi, Ferris. Hi, Skeleton. Hi, Jonas. Hi, Yuchi. Hi, Pokédex. Hi, Jordan. Does it sound better when I did a brushing? No. Oh wait. Fuck. It's on the wrong settings. I don't think it makes a difference. Bedtime. Hi, Dudley. They changed the girls. What do you mean? Wait, can you tell me if this sounds better right now? When people tell me this suckers, so I can get like really focused. How much again? No, it should be 115k. Hi, Table. How does that sound? Let me know. I need your feedback. Can you guys see my tongue? I feel like you can't hear me. to you guys. You're responding to. Is the volume quiet? Is this better? Is it the BGM that's loud? Or is it my microphone that's quiet? Oh? It's BGM. There's supposed to be like rain sounds. I hear you at 64%. Like rain sounds. Yeah. Okay, well, technically, in ASMR, it's BGM. Alright, it's BGM to me in ASMR. What is that? Minor spelling mistake. No, it's BGM to me. Okay, well, is it better if I just talk like this? Do you guys want me to just talk like right here? Does that tickle you? Does that tickle your fancy? Does it make you feel things inside you? It's oh, you can hear me everywhere. You should share your sound settings of chat. Oh my god, wait, actually, thank you so much for the tier fee, Gordy. Thank you for the 7-month tier fee. Thank you, Gordy. Thank you for the 12 months on YouTube. Jordan, what is the sound percentage of your Windows PC? What is your sound? That's why you can't hear me. You need to put your sound on your Windows to 60 or 80%. This is not a me problem. That's a you problem. Obviously, you can't hear me if your Windows sound is on 40. I use 60, but I lowered the volume on all the players. I don't have the video players at 100% because I feel like it's easier to just adjust my Windows volume. You have it at 60? I use it at like 70, but I lowered the volume of everything. Your volume hard, right? Oh yeah, and that's what I do too. Hi Ember. Hi Dank Naden. Does the ASMR sound better today? Well, maybe you should turn it up. I'm good. How are you today? on headphones, 100 on windows, 100 on. Wait, 600 on the volume boost. The Franker. Franker. Bird. Franker. Thank you, Emperor. I'm glad you come. Chat a little bit. You got amazing time. Oh my god. I'm glad you're happy. Do you guys want me to turn off the rain sounds? So it's just like ASMR noises? No, you love the rain sounds. How about we do it as a poll? Mods, can we do a poll? Mod Jack. Mods. Mods. Wake up. Mods. Mods. Wake up. Been chilling in the stream meeting room. Notice the cute chat on the screen. Yay! Thank you for waiting for me while my sister suffers from ADHD, time blindness. Blah. Mr. Paul? I can't tell. Hey, Pasta. Is there a poll? What was the poll again? Shake my head. Chat. Mods weren't listening. No, the mods weren't listening, chat. Shake my head. Hey, Paris. Jord, you weren't listening. Are you cheating on me again? If I go on twitch.tv and I open another VTuber stream, am I gonna see you there, Jord? Are you cheating while I'm live? 24 hours in a day and you can't pick another time to watch a different girl? You pick right now? Pick right now when I go live? Huh? Give it a follow, Jetta. You're cheating on me of Hong Kong. Stop it. I want to say Hong Kong. Hi, Wednesdays. You know what? I will make the poll. Victim watch. It's already made. You know what? Fuck your poll. I'm gonna make a new poll. Sheep, what are you doing? What were you doing, sheep? You weren't paying attention either. Okay, I turned the raid sounds on. We're doing the kickball. Okay, that's fine. Never mind. It doesn't show up in the client. Ooh, new feedback. Should I do um wooden spoon triggers today? Let me see. One sec. Is the rain loud enough? Turn it up a little bit. I could not find Jordan Schwim, but I found a storybook. Yummy! These are storybook tappies. I can't hear. Okay, hi. I don't have the right one. Is that better? Okay. Hi. Hi, Bird. Hi, Cow. Hi, Clever. Hi, Apollo. Sorry, I don't talk during the triggers because I record them. That's why. So, I will leave this say no. Okay, now I'm gonna do left ear tappies. Okay. Here's your left ear tappy type. There. Hello? Sorry. I didn't mean to die out of nowhere. Remind me to buy a long micro USB cable. Hi, Nikki. Hi. Hi, baby. Hi, Sheep. Hi, Moses. Hi, Aniki. Hi, Fizz. Hi, Joy. Hi, Nikki. Hi, Cody. I'm okay. I was focusing on not breathing too hard so much that I choked on my spit. So I had a coughing fit. Because I don't want it to be too loud with a microphone, but I ended up being loud anyways because it's just me, so sorry. Yeah, I don't have a micro USB cable just now. I didn't know I had one for the longest time. You sound like me, please, to the beller. But are you okay, bird? Oh my gosh. Sorry. Okay. I love my chair. You could have chair ambience in the title. The chair is actually a featured part of the channel. We should just have a chair, like a emoji. So, yeah, chair MVP. Hey, boy. Okay, I was doing storybook tapping And then after storybook tapping, I'm going to read Massus's story from like 1 month ago for Hansel and Gretel, I think. If I remember properly. I don't remember. I think it was Hansel and Gretel. I remember it was the two kids, so the only story I can think of two kids is Hansel and Gretel. And it's a really big book. Ow. Here. Yeah. We have a mule cockchair emo. But I don't know where it is. So, okay. Tapping. Okay. Hi, Lex. Thank you for the follow. So, and Lizzie. Hello. What are story time videos? What does that mean? What does story time videos mean? So, Grady, Masses, do you guys have any routines you would like to redo? A video where I read a storybook. I have a gigantic book because I love fairy tales and I really like bedtime stories. So I have like a bunch of books that are like fairy tales. Yeah, I read a bunch of them on Patreon. Uh, at like one point, I used to read like r slash no sleep stories. I would put those on Patreon. Cause there is strangle with you. No suffering. Only, only hugs and kisses. Mm. Oh my gosh. What is a strangle routine? If you can show me, like an example, I can learn it. Hi, Bunny Bear. Um, mm, you don't have any trigger requests? No, you have to pick something. Where's my card? Someone redeem my socials. You have to redeem something. Do you think if I ordered a micro USB cable right now, I would get it? How long is 2 meters? I would be cupping, hugging more aggressive. Okay, I think I would add it to the menu, cause I don't ever want to just redeem it. It could be too much. I could redeem say baby. Hi Destiny. I really need a cable. Um, I don't want a cable. I don't have money. I found the spoon. I can do spoon triggers now. Oh, that's so cute. I feel like I'm always looking for stuff around my room. I'm always looking for stuff around my room when I'm on stream. Okay. That was like 4 squeaks. Okay. I can do corkboard tappies now. And scratching. So I'm gonna do some wood panel sketching. this, by the way. I'll do this story for you, so don't worry. Now the other ear, I'm going to do the same pattern. Okay. I'm glad I make your brain fuzzy. When you scream the foot of the ice cream. Yeah, I wish I liked regular ice cream, but I'm just such a big fan of McDonald's ice cream, which is why Neil orders the chocolate shake, but she always gets strawberries, and she hates it. I need feel bad for her. I really like the McDonald's ice cream. I think it's really nice. It happens every time. It's so annoying. One sec, let me check my thingy. Welcome back, Pokemon. Oh yeah, Neil also commissioned a headband emote. Oh yeah, McFlyers are so good. I'm good. How are you? Hi, Channel. Sabella. Sabella? I like chocolate. Isn't it strange how it tastes strawberry now? What are they adding? Weird banana strawberry? Oh, you like the hot chocolate and orange juice? Really? I don't like the orange juice from McDonald's. I feel like it tastes really um artificial. But maybe it's just in Australia. Australia, maybe it's better in your country. But for me, it tastes like really. Ah, okay, that makes sense. I'm glad you like it then. Mm. The hot chocolate is the same as like the Cadbury chocolate. So I just bought the Cadbury chocolate instead. And then I can make it at home. But I can't make a fig shake at home because I don't have ice cream. And when I buy ice cream, my family eats it before I even get to it because I eat really slowly. And the my snacks are gone. And also, um, I think I get an allergy reaction to salt and vinegar chips, which sucks because they're my favorite. Oh my god, Alpia, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hi, Alpia. You missed you. Welcome back. Wasn't I eating yesterday? What, the chocolate shake? That was a strawberry shake. The Cadbury cream eggs. I've never had them before because they said that they're made of eggs and I feel like they're gross. Yeah, and then my taste buds got swollen, which is why I'm not doing ear licking today because my tongue is swelling. So I can't eat salt and vinegar chips anymore because it makes my tongue, my taste buds swell. You would know if You watched Mila's VOD last thing? Mm-hmm. You're a big fan. Mm. I scratch you. Mm-hmm. That one. Get a tingly tongue when I eat real citrus or apples. Yeah, me too. It flared up when I eat pears. Ooh, the one at 6 a.m. We need to watch that one because Neil fought a boss. Yeah. Thank you, Pia. Mm. You should watch my VODs because lately I have not been streaming a lot. But you guys are gonna watch the VOD, me. Mm. Thank you, Destiny. Mm. Mm. There was a lot of gambling and a little money lost and some money. Some. Yay, thank you, Lily. Apata. Yeah, I think I suck at subathons. I may be the worst subathoner of all time. Yeah, maybe I should make the time shorter. I don't know. You guys are too good. You're too good at making the timer increase. What the fuck? How dare you? How dare you support me? How could you? How dare you support me, huh? How could you? Oh, I am begging you. How? 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 Um, 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 yeah, the timer's supposed to go down. Yeah, how dare you support me? How dare you financially support me so I can order my big chocolate milkshakes because they always come in strawberries. I don't like them in strawberry. Oh. And play Maple Story. Guys, I'm level 270 in Maple Story. I'm a grinder. I hit MVP Diamond Chat. I might have a problem. Sigh. Real gambling. Look, they're like, it's only $600 away from MVP Red. Like, wow. This game actually encourages gambling. Like, no tomorrow. Yeah, don't rob yourself. You guys gamble with channel points. I'm gambling with my pixels. But I got the damage skin. Yippee! I really wanted it. The Meow Meow skin. And, and yesterday, I fought 2 bosses by myself. And I won. So I'm getting good. I got hands. Yeah, I got hands. I'm learning the bus patterns. Thank you. How how is binding on today? Isaac. Thank you. Okay, now I'm gonna do the trigger, and then I will do the reading. But I feel like when I do the story reading, you guys are gonna instantly fall asleep. You guys are gonna like pass out immediately when I read the story. Isn't it no point? What if you're gonna sleep? Then I will cry. Yeah, I'll cry. I'm gonna cry. This is what you want. You just want me to cry. Just say you hate me. Yeah, just a minute. You hate me. Whatever. I don't care. I never cared. No, I wake you up. I wake you up now. No. No. Wake up me now. Nightly, thank you so much for the 2 month freeze up. Thank you. Thank you for the tier 2. No, the tier 2 4-month freeze up. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, now I'm gonna do it. Okay. What triggers for the left ear? Hi, Linksy. Hi. Hi, Liz. Here. Nick. Do you guys like that sound? I know you're. I'm not Toretto. Hi, Shy Guy too. Thank you so much for the 2 month Kekri-san. You. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for supporting me on all of the on all of the platforms. Thank you. Hi, son. Hi, Michael. Okay. Now I will do the I will do handful and pedal. And then afterwards I'll do some other triggers. song. I want you like to redeem player resumption. Also process. You have to pick something for your visa and Cordy. You guys have to pick something. Hi, Grizzly. Yeah, take a look. Hi, welcome back. I'm glad you won. I'm really happy you did good for your medical quiz. Okay, I'll just look for you after this. Okay. It's storybook time. Hey, Cupster. Hydration time? I fell asleep. Can we restart streaming? No. Hi, Alicia. I can't believe you fell asleep from your coughing. I really wanted to use the other microphone for this because I feel like it's better. But we will try this. Sorry. Looking through Hansel and Gretel's page 79. you ready for the story of Hansel and Gretel? Okay, I think I should read this on my non-radio microphone, just because it's better. I love Asia. Draw me an OC. This is my OC. You can draw me if you like. My references are on my website. Okay. Can you type a 1 if you want me to read it on this mic? The only thing is that every so often I'd have to swap ears. Or I can read it on my mono mic, which is both ears. You would hear me more clearer, and that would be number 2. So you can pick 1 for this mic, or I'll just turn you on for this mic. But I don't know if your audio is a bit quiet. Try to turn it up a little bit. It should be. Should be better now, I think. It should be louder at least. 2 if it can be a little louder. It's not a hassle when I get this one. It's just above my head. Let me try it. Hello? Maybe this is better. I boosted the game. Is it loud enough? Testing? Testing? I think this is loud enough, right? Okay, I heard you. Okay, so this is number 2, and the other one is number 1. So you guys have to pick 1 or 2 for the microphone. So 1, 2, 1. One is banana. Right, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 votes for 2, and 1, 2. Only 2 votes for the 3D. And also, yeah. Onto number 2, which is this one. First, I'm gonna use the bathroom so I don't have to AFK. I have returned from my long toilet break. I blame everything. I'm gonna lift the sheet up now. But what? Me too? Oh my god. God. Fuck. Oh my knees. Alright, I'm back. You can attack me now. I'm sorry for taking so long. Forgive me, my darlings. You can fight me. Thank you. I will show you Tommy for free. You get my pajamas. I like my blouse on or blouse off. I like it with the blouse on, but I don't think I've ever showed you guys without the blouse on. You don't wanna fight me. But I feel bad. You can stare at my tummy as my apology. Here. Tummy count. High detailed tummy count. And 5 squish. I've never taken the shirt off. My first time showing you guys my tummy. Felipe. Yeah. And then my toes. I think I took my toes off. I mean my socks off, but I gotta check. One sec. Oh, it's been a while since I took them off. There. I'll show you my toes. The only thing is that my fire squish imprint is still in, so I had to fix it. Yeah, look at my toes. Just happy you're back, no need for that. I feel bad, I had to AFK for a while. My like meds make me use the bathroom for a long time. Wait, we have mule liquor now. Wait, no, sorry, not mule liquor. We have oh, we have thingy. Yeah, good teddy bear. It's been so long. Yeah. I feel like I'm naked. It feels like I have no clothes on. I literally feel like it looks like I have no clothes on. Yeah, liquor. Wait, is it not on Twitch? Did it get removed already? Thank you. No scanner. Hi, Scash. Hi, Lily. A bit chilly, yes. It's cold. Okay, I just started. Let me see if I can change it. You guys are up so late. I'm sorry for keeping you up. Wow, that is flashbang. We'll do this one. It's like more nighttime. Sorry. Sorry. I fixed it though. I fixed this, so you have to forgive. Mm. Deliberately lured you closer. Is it better now? You like the rain in the background of my room? It's only 1 a.m. Really? What it was like 4 a.m. Why is the FBI agent back? That's nice. Okay, I'm glad. You like the social media rotator? I made it myself. I mean, Milo made it technically. Hmm. Yeah. Up $10. Yoo-hoo. Tyler, okay. It is actually time for Hansel. So I expect you guys to get a blanket and get comfortable. And if you didn't, well, you missed your opportunity because it's time to light a candle. Okay. Once upon a time, poor woodcutter lived in the forest with his family. His wife was old and cruel, but he loved his two children, Hansel and Gretel, dearly. The woodcutter worked hard. There was never enough food in the house. One day, the woodcutter's wife announced, "Tomorrow, we're going to take the children deep into the forest and leave them there." The woodcutter was horrified, but his wife persuaded him that they must do this, or they would all starve. But Hansel, who had been kept awake by hunger, had heard everything that had been said. He got up, went outside, and gathered plenty of small white pebbles, which he put in his pockets. Next morning, the whole family went out into the forest. "Stay here," said the wife. "We are off to look for some wood, and we'll come back very soon." But, of course, they never came back. Fortunately, Hansel had sprinkled the white pebbles along the path. He took his little sister's hand, and by nightfall, the two children had found their way home. The old wife was very angry. When she saw the children on the doorstep, she said to the woodcutter, "Tomorrow we will go even deeper into the forest, and then they will never be able to find their way back." But once again, Hansel had heard everything, and when he tried the door, it was locked. This time Hansel couldn't collect pebbles. The next morning they all walked into the forest. Further and further they went, and the woodcutter and his wife walked on far ahead. Hansel and Gretel were very hungry. Instead of eating the bread they had been given, Hansel had crumbled it and thrown it down the path behind them. "We will follow the crumbs, and that is how we will find our way home," he told his sister. But they were very tired, and as they walked off so far, they soon fell asleep on a mossy bank. When they woke up, it was almost nighttime. The woodcutter and his wife had left long ago. But when the children tried to find their way home, the breadcrumbs were nowhere to be seen. The birds had eaten them. "Now we will never find our way home," cried Gretel. She was really sad and was about to burst into tears when suddenly, through the trees, the children spied a dear little house. The little house was built of gingerbread. The roof was made of delicious biscuits, and the shutters were candied sugar. The children were so hungry that they broke a piece of the roof off and ate it. While they were enjoying the delicious taste, an old lady came out cackling to herself.
She was a wicked witch who liked nothing better than to cook and eat little children. She had seen Hansel and Gretel in the forest and had used her magic to create the little gingerbread house. But she pretended to be kind and invited the two children in to share her meal. Once dinner was over, they were so exhausted the children immediately fell asleep. When they woke up, Hansel found himself shut in a cage and called to Gretel for help. It was then that Hansel and Gretel realized that the old woman was a witch. You will do the cleaning and cooking, the wicked witch ordered Gretel, and when your brother is nice and fat, I'll eat him. But witches often have very poor eyesight. Each time she asked Hansel to put out his finger so she could feel it and find out if he was fat enough. The cunning little boy held out a piece of wood for her to touch. Skinny, you're still too skinny to make a good dinner, she complained. Finally, when a month had passed, the wicked witch lost her patience. She asked Gretel to open the oven door and light a fire on which to roast her brother. But when the witch bent over to see whether the fire was hot enough, Gretel pushed her inside, shutting the door tightly behind her. The old woman shouted and shouted, but eventually she stopped. Gretel rushed over to free Hansel from the cage. Inside the house, the children discovered a sack filled with gold, diamonds, and precious stones. Now we can go home, the children cried joyfully. Hansel and Gretel were soon on the path home. On the way, they discovered a magical lake. The two children would have to cross the lake in order to get home, but they could not swim because their pockets were so heavy with the treasures they had found. Oh, I have an idea, exclaimed Gretel. We can each sit on the back of a swan and it will carry us across to the opposite bank. So that is what the children did. And when they arrived home, the woodcutter wept with joy to be reunited with his dear little children. And since they had been gone, his cruel wife had died, leaving him all alone. Hansel and Gretel and their father promised never to leave each other again, and they lived happily ever after and were never short of anything. The end. If you pick another one from my menu, because I wrote out every single story that's available, I can read another one for you. And join us one of the redeems. Hi Angel, hi Martian. Welcome back. Make sure you redeem the channel point redeem so that way you can get your points. I'm gonna do Little Red Riding Hood. Okay. One thing I never understood is the fat ass birds that eat the crumbs but wouldn't eat the buffet of a house. True. They're greedy and they only wanted to eat the crumbs of bread, but they wouldn't want to eat gingerbread. Okay. Little Red Riding Hood is page 167. You guys want me to page flip ASMR? What do I think the frosting on the house is? I want to imagine the frosting on the house is Krispy Kreme glaze. You know, like how they have like really sweet, like glazed donuts? Those are my favorite donuts ever. I just got here when you started to read. Thank you, Living Sock. I'm glad you like it. Hi, Pro Sofa. Hi, Pro Sofa. This is a very comfortable stream. I'm glad you enjoy it here, Chris. Hi, Shadow.
Alright, you can ping me as Miidere and I'll check it out. The house is radioactive and they knew. Yeah, I want donuts too. I could DoorDash donuts. I'm on my period, so I want to eat everything. Mm. Yeah. You guys want me to flip through every page? Found you while looking for new ASMR. Your stream is so cozy. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. I do love page turning ASMR. I really wish I could get my other microphone working because you could hear the page clearings, like page turning, so much clearer on that. But like every time I try and look for my cable, I've literally gone to try and look for it like 3 times, and I just can't. I don't know where it is. I have no idea where that cable is. That's a lot of things. I have a box of cables, but even there, I can't find it. What about some donuts here, crumble cookies? I don't know if you can just order cookies. Besides from Subway. Thank you. Thank you, Byron. Thank you, Joy. Thank you, Waver. Thank you, Moses. Thank you, Cody. Thank you, Destiny. Oh, it's a cheat. Oh, that makes sense. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, everyone. Queen. And I'm glad you enjoyed out. Try again. The page flip I know the 3D. This one's gonna be a long page flip, okay? The page flipping to page 167. horse betting. High loading sacrifice. Horse betting like umasumi.
You know, this book, I'm pretty sure this book is like 20 years old. Mm. This book came out in 1997. So it's 2 years from being 20 years away from this book. The book is 28 years old. So I've had this book for 28 years. Because actually, this book was my sister's book. And then it was passed down to me. So I've had this book for 28 years. And the cover is still on. And it's still completely together. And you even have doodles in it when I was a kid. Now I'm reading it to you guys. Alright. It was 167 pages of page flipping. Now on the page, Little Red Light. Little Red Riding Hood is ready. You'll read Little Red Riding Hood to you. Listen, mods, you should change the stream title because it is not ear cleaning today. Chat, are you ready for it? Chat is not ready for it. Okay. Do me a mod check. I got a custom mod check just for you guys. So you guys like listen to check. Hold on, I have to take my shoes off. Socks. Give it a follow, Rex. Free the town. I feel like my feet are ugly. Yeah. I love my squeaky chair. Okay, let's story time. Happy birthday, Yoni! Wait, thank you for resubbing your birthday. Happy birthday, Yoni! Wait, everyone say happy birthday to Yonsu. Happy birthday. Oh my god, hi. You're one day after Yashi's birthday. Happy birthday. Cat, did you say happy birthday to Yashi?
say happy birthday to Yashi on the tweet. He's an old man now. Look, he's sleeping in the bed that Master's got him. He really likes it. He's always in it. Okay. Switching into the cyclist and okay. That's okay. There's ads on YouTube, but there's no ads on TikTok. But I heard it's lagging when you hold tab up. Did Yoshi have his midlife crisis yet? Yes, every morning he humps the air. I think that's a good equivalent of a midlife crisis. Little Red Riding Hood. Once upon a time, there lived a little girl who was loved by everyone, especially by her grandmother. One day, the old lady gave her granddaughter a red velvet cloak, which suited her so well that the little girl did not want to take it off. So, she became known as Little Red Riding Hood. One fine morning, her mother said, "Little Red Riding Hood, here is a cake and a jug of elderberry wine to take to your grandmother, who is ill in bed. Go quickly before the day gets too hot, and don't hop and skip about on the way, or you might break the jug." Little Red Riding Hood promised to be careful. Then, saying goodbye to her mother, she set off. Her grandmother lived in the forest, and it was a long walk from the village. On the way, the little girl met a wolf. She didn't know what a wicked animal he was, so she wasn't frightened at all. "Good morning, Little Red Riding Hood," said the wolf. "Good morning," replied Little Red Riding Hood politely. "Where are you going so early in the morning?" "Oh, to see my grandmother." "What are you carrying in your basket?" asked the wolf. "A jug of elderberry wine and some cake we baked yesterday for my grandmother who is ill in bed," she replied. "Where does your grandmother live?" "Oh, her house is all in the forest, just a little way from here, under 3 big oak trees. You can't miss it," said Little Red Riding Hood. "What a choice morsel this plump little girl is," thought the wolf. "She's bound to taste better than her grandmother. I must find a way to eat both of them." So they walked on together for a while in silence. And then, at last, the wolf said softly, "Little Red Riding Hood, the forest is so beautiful, yet you walk straight ahead as if you're going to school. Look around at all these pretty flowers and listen to the birds singing in the trees." Little Red Riding Hood looked up and saw the sun's rays shining through the trees and pretty wildflowers growing everywhere. "My grandmother would like a bunch of these," she thought. "It's not late. I've plenty of time." So she left the path and skipped off into the undergrowth. As soon as she had picked one flower, she saw another, even prettier further on, and went to pick that too. Without realizing it,
She was wandering deeper and deeper into the forest. Meanwhile, the wolf ran straight to the old lady's house and knocked at the door. "Who's there?" said the grandmother. "It's me, Little Red Riding Hood," said the wolf. "I've brought you some cake and elderberry wine." "Oh, I'm too weak to get up. Just lift the latch," grandmother called out. The wolf lifted the latch and went in. He ran straight over to the old lady's bed and ate her up. Then put on her nightdress and lace nightcap and got into her bed, drawing the curtains around it. Meanwhile, Little Red Riding Hood picked such a large bunch of flowers that she could hardly carry it, and decided it was time to take it to her grandmother. She hurried back to the path, but when she arrived at the house, she was surprised to find the door open. Everything seemed strange. She went over to the bed and said, "Good morning, grandmother," but there was no reply. She drew back the curtains and saw her grandmother lying there with her lace nightcap pulled right down to her eyes, hiding nearly all of her face. "Oh, grandmother, what big ears you have," she said. "All the better to hear you with, my child," replied the voice beneath the nightcap. "Oh, grandmother, what big eyes you have. All the better to see you with, my child." "Oh, grandmother, what big hands you've got. All the better to hug you with, my child." Uh, oh, grandmother, what a big mouth and what big teeth you have. All the better to eat you with," cried the wolf, and he leapt out of the bed and swallowed Little Red Riding Hood whole. And, feeling rather full, the wolf climbed back into bed and started to snore. A passing huntsman heard him and thought, "Why is the old lady snoring so loudly? I will go and see if she needs anything." So he went into the bedroom and saw the wolf fast asleep in her bed. "Ah, you villain, got you at last," cried the huntsman, and he pointed his gun at the wolf and then suddenly thought, "Oh, what if the wolf has eaten the old lady?" So he took down his gun, took out a pair of scissors, and started cutting open the sleeping wolf's stomach. At the third snip, Little Red Riding Hood jumped out. "Oh, what a fright I've had! It was so dark inside the wicked wolf," she cried. And then her grandmother appeared, still alive, but scarcely able to breathe. The huntsman had arrived just in time. Everyone was happy. The huntsman took the wolf's skin and went home. Grandmother ate the cake and drank the elderberry wine that her granddaughter had brought her and felt much, much better. Little Red Riding Hood said nothing, but promised herself that she would never wander from the pathway to play in the forest ever again. Hello, male. The end. You guys like that? I can do a few more if you guys want. Maybe one more. I won't push it. We'll see how I feel after the next one. You can pick one from the big list I have. On my website. Can you pull up my website once? Starting is nice. Yeah, you like it? Damn.
Grandma, what that mouth do? Hi, Francisco. Yeah, Grandma had a really big mouth, huh? Grandma's mouth was humongous. Mm, mm, I'll pick one. I like morbid stories, so I should pick a morbid story. This one's called. This one's called Bluebeard. If you don't like morbid stories, I recommend not watching this stream for the next couple of minutes. Okay. Once upon a time, there was a very rich and powerful man with a huge blue beard. He had married 6 times, but no one knew what had become of his wives. One day, Bluebeard announced that he wished to marry his neighbor's daughter. The daughter refused. He might be rich, but he had a blue beard and was very ugly. Besides, his first 6 wives disappeared without a trace. She did not want this to happen to her. To win the young girl's affection, Bluebeard invited her to one of his mansions, where he organized a huge party. During the festivities, he proved to be so charming, so happy, and so lively that the young girl soon lost her fear of him. After all, she said to herself, there's nothing wrong with marrying a man whose beard is a little blue, when he is so kind and hospitable, and he is the richest man in this land. She looked enviously at the great mansion, full of valuable furnishings and wardrobes overflowing with with beautiful, with beautiful clothes. Beautiful clothes. And as for the gold and precious stones which Bluebeard owned, it was said that one room was not big enough to hold all his treasures. So, the marriage took place. 1 month later, Bluebeard told his wife that he was going on a long journey. During my absence, he told her, invite your friends to stay and amuse yourself in any way you please. Here are the keys to all the doors in the house. To all the doors in the house. Do whatever you wish. Go wherever you like. All I ask of you is one thing. You must never use this little key here. It opens the little room downstairs. And if your curiosity ever causes you to disobey me, my anger will be more terrible than a hurricane. And so, saying, he went away. The young woman invited her friends to the mansion that very evening. They marveled at all the riches, the silver hangings, the silken dresses, the sapphire and diamond necklaces, and the magnificent tiaras, while they greatly envied Bluebeard's new wife. But she, on the other hand, paid little attention to her companions. Ever since her husband had left, all she could think about was the little key. She was seized with an irresistible temptation. What great secret can that little room hold? At last she was unable to resist any longer. She left her guests and made her way to the little room. She grasped the key, remembering for a moment what her husband had said, and then quickly turned it in the lock. At first,
All she could see was drops of blood on the stone floor. Trembling with fear, she entered the little room and looked around. There, along the wall, side by side, hung Bluebeard's first 6 wives. In a blind panic, she dropped the key, which splashed into a pool of blood. She picked it up and rushed out and slammed the door, locking it behind her. Once back in her room, she tried to clean the blood from the key by rubbing it with a cloth, but that didn't work. As soon as the stain disappeared on one side, it reappeared on the other. To add to her distress, her husband had decided to return that very evening. "Dear wife, aren't you happy to see me back so soon?" he asked. Oh, she pretended to be overjoyed and handed all the keys back to him, except the key to the little room. A few moments later, Bluebeard asked her for the little key. "Oh, I left it upstairs," she replied. "I'll just go and fetch it." So she went upstairs, called out to her sister Anne. "Brothers promised to come and visit today. Please climb up to the top of the tower and watch for them. Let me know as soon as you see them arrive." She delayed for as long as possible, but eventually she had to go back downstairs. Bluebeard was becoming suspicious. "Where is that wretched key? If I find that you have looked into the little room, you shall suffer the same fate as those before you. Come now in this instance."
I'm just coming, husband."
"And," she asked her sister, "can you see anyone coming?"
"Nothing at all. Nothing at all. All I can see is the sun and the grass."
At once, threatened Bluebeard from the bottom of the stairwell, a sword in his hand.
"Anne, sister Anne, can you see anyone coming?"
repeated Bluebeard's wife. By now she was terrified.
"Oh, I can see a cloud of dust rising. It is our brothers on horseback."
"Oh, that does it," roared Bluebeard. "Here I am."
Trembling, his wife descended the staircase. Bluebeard brandished his sword, and when there came such a loud knocking on the door that his hand froze, the door flew open and one of the brothers threw himself upon Bluebeard and stabbed him at once. Bluebeard's wife soon remarried, this time to a handsome nobleman who helped her forget the wicked Bluebeard. That was the story of Bluebeard, the wicked man. Yeah, they kind of cut that one really short, huh? There's another story. It's from a book that Masses got me. Creepy Stories at the Dark. We'll grab it. I'll be back in a sec. I really like that one. But it's more like a comic. Hopefully I can bridge the gap though. Be right back.
I like this one so much I read it twice. Any request Puss in Boots? It the sexiest kicking in, so I'll read it next time if that's okay. But I will do it. I remember. Okay. Thank you for the follows, by the way. Okay. This one I think is really good. The only thing about this book that I don't like is that it literally leaves fingerprints on the paper and you can't rub them out. Like, I've never experienced this before. I don't know why you can literally leave fingerprints on it. Yeah. Okay. This is the first story in the book called Bad Dreams in the Night Horror Stories by Adam Ellis. It's a very popular Twitter comic artist. This is actually where I saw it from. I'm a big fan of his stories. I think they're really nice. The story is called Me and Evangeline at the Farm. It's actually like more of a comic, but there's a lot of text, so I think it's enough. I will describe what I see, so it helps bridge the gap. My favorite movie as a kid is something nobody seems to have ever heard of. It's almost like I'm the only person who's ever seen it. On the floor, there's a bunch of VHS tapes. There's Nightmare of Elm Street, Poltergeist, Hellraiser, The Fog, Child Sign, and something else that's cut off, chopping something. But the one that's highlighted here is Evangeline. When I was a kid, my grandparents had a ranch out, way out in the middle of nowhere. They bought it before I was born, and it was a single little house expanding on it, and adding a barn and silo. It's a nice house. It looks very... It's one story. There's two garage doors, no front porch, and there's pavement. So it's connected to a road. There's a barn in the back. It's a two-story barn, and a really large silo. Behind it in the far distance, there's a bunch of wheat fields and some smaller buildings. Looks like more barns than one silo. But it doesn't look scary. There's also a satellite dish on top of the house, and a chimney. No animals. None at all. I love going there because they had a satellite dish that got over 1,000 channels. And I zoomed in on the satellite dish this time. My grandmother would tape scary movies off the TV for me to watch when I'd visit. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 16 VHS tapes neatly put on a shelf next to an antler. What do you call these? A moose wooden figure next to the player. And these are Chopping Mall, Day of the Dead, Friday the B something, Halloween Free, Prince of Darkness, Hollywood Chainsaw, Hawkers or Chainman's Hawkers, Killer Claims from Outer Space, something Where Work, Child's Play 2, Nightmare on Elm Street, Basket Case, Hellraiser, Puppet Master, The Fog, and Poltergeist. But the only one with capital letters is Evangeline. Redeem menu got butchered? Yeah, we're currently fixing the bot. Yeah. Next page is him taking a VHS tape out. Her collections were always growing. She had all the classics, while my favorite one didn't even have a name. My grandma must have started recording partway through and missed the opening credits, but she had labeled it Evangeline after the main character. The movie was super low budget, and the plot didn't always make a ton of sense. It almost seems like the actors were improvising a lot of their scenes. He's sitting next to a bottle of Mountain Dew and Doritos while sitting really close to the TV. I think it must have been some indie thing from the 80s, so a lot of it went over my head, but for some reason, I was obsessed with it. The TV is one of those old static TVs. It still has a dial on it. He sits in a room with dark green wallpaper, his eyes glued to the screen, sitting almost less than a feet away from the screen. It was spooky and comforting at the same time. It made me feel nostalgic, but I didn't know what for. I haven't seen it in ages, but here's what I can remember about the plot. There's a lonely farmer who lives all by himself. He has light brown hair and a mustache, and he's holding a hoe while wearing overalls, blue denim overalls, and a t-shirt with a red collar and red stripes at the end of the sleeves, but it's white. He's also standing in the middle of a wheat field, similar to the one that we saw outside before. One day, he sees strange smoke rising from his cornfield. Well, I guess it's a cornfield, not a wheat field. You see him looking up at the smoke trail. Kind of reminds me of like a bushfire. He's walking through the cornfield now. He goes to investigate and finds a crashed alien pod. Next to it, there's an alien woman clinging to life. She's completely white and bald. It's pretty badly crashed. Honestly, it kind of looks like a round cauldron. There's a circular port at the top that seems to be like an entrance with the smoke trail coming out. He carries her home and nurses her back to health. And they end up falling in love. He names her Evangeline after someone he once knew. Her eyes are white. She doesn't wear any clothes except for a pale brown sun hat. Her eyebrows are little beans, and her eyes are quite large. Her ears are similar to a human's, but there's no split. You know how earlobes are split from the head? Hers are just connected to the head. She seems to have a human figure doll. She's just hairless. Oh, she is wearing shoes. And she has all her fingers. And her toes. For a while, they have a nice quiet life together. Till one night. There's a picture of a man standing facing his window. But we see him from the outside. We're not inside with him. The farmer sees dark figures standing out on the hills. They stand motionless, watching the house. It's dark. I almost can't see what's in the page. I have to turn on my phone torch to see. That's how dark it is. There's barely any trees. The moon is full, a full circle. There are some clouds in the sky, but the night sky is scattered with stars. There seems to be 6 figures? No, 5. Completely black. a little blurry, almost like a shadow, but still, just like humans, weeping angels. He becomes convinced that whoever the figures are, they want to take Evangeline away from him, probably was. Evangeline agrees that the figures are dangerous. I can see her clearer now. She has veins going along her bald head. Not popping out veins, just like little branches. She's wearing a jumper this time, but still no other clothes. And so they make a plan. They stand close together, her arms across. She looks concerned, tired, eye bags under her eyes. He looks stern and serious. He never seems to smile, except for the one time when they took a picture together when they fell in love. She's naked again. They decide to seal off a part of the house and hide away forever. They're taking off a section of. They're turning a room into a. Oh, they took the door off. There's a bunch of panels next to a dresser and a mirror. They know they'll eventually run out of food and water, but they'd rather die together than be separated. They're using the wooden panels to seal up the hole in the wall that they created. I guess that's why the door was taken off. Well, the movie ends there, a cliffhanger. It's been 20 years and I never forgot that movie. I've never met a single person who remembers it. He's sitting in his car, outside of the garage now. The same one. His grandparents' house. It's raining hard. For some reason, in the first panel, away from distance, his car is green. But when we go closer, his car is yellow, and the lights are now on. He wears an orange sweater. He has a beard connecting his mustache to his head, and a gold earring, a single hooped one. He wears blue jeans and he looks at his phone. An iPhone, it seems. I want to know which version. I don't use iPhones. But it has a bunch of cameras, so let's say it's new. I've searched all over for it online, but I can't find any mention of it. Nobody seems to know what I'm talking about. I've all but given up looking. Maybe it was a limited release. And it became a lost film. I was so young when I saw it. Maybe I cobbled it together from other movies in my mind. Maybe I imagined it completely. Maybe it was a dream. There's a picture of Reddit. r/lost media. User Adam Tots _ remastered 2 days ago. Old black and white movie from maybe the 50s, 60s. Probably a long shot since nobody seems to remember what I'm talking about. But has anyone seen this movie I owned as a kid? Super low budget. Black and white. Probably limited release. Definitely indie/underground. It's about this farmer who finds a crashed alien spacecraft in his cornfield, falls in love with the alien woman, etc. I drew a picture of what they sorta looked like, if that helps. I've been looking for years and nobody's heard of it. Next page is a picture of his umbrella. It's long and big. Underneath it are 2 CDs, but we can only see the title of one. It's called Oliver Joy. There's a blonde girl on the cover. Both my grandparents died in recent years, so I can't ask them about it either. There's a for sale sign in front of the house. Sale pending, it says. When I learned their house was being sold, I decided to go back one last time and see if I could find that tape. He opens the door slowly, just a peek. It's blue and gloomy. The windows shine inside. The sunlight falls in the room. The window panels are old. They look like long French windows. He walks inside. The house is empty. All the furniture was gone and everything had been cleaned out. There's nothing left except for a couple of rolls of carpet. I can see free. It seems like they'll be changing the wooden floors to carpeted. The electricity had been cut off too. With nothing in it, the house seemed too big and unfamiliar. It no longer felt like the house I grew up visiting. Sitting there in that big, dark shell of a house, my memories felt more distant than ever. And truthfully, I couldn't be certain of what I actually remembered. It was time to give up. Whatever that movie was, whether a false memory or a dream, I had to let it go. Not every question gets an answer, and some stories don't have endings. He sits in the middle of an open VHS tape. I said my goodbyes to the house and got up and grabs his umbrella. As he walks forward, he trips over the carpet. He lands face first, but he catches himself. With both hands on the floor, his umbrella launches into the wall. Now it's stuck. Halfway into the wall. He pulls out his umbrella, and there's a hole in the drywall. Shit, he says. But as he looks inside the hole, stairs? There's a large staircase leading down into an empty room, it seems. By the time I got the wall torn down, it was dark outside. How did I never know my grandparents had a basement? He walks into a room with rows and rows of storage boxes, just plastic ones. There's a bed frame around the corner. I turned the corner towards the back of the room and it suddenly made sense why nobody had ever seen that movie but me. On the bed frame, there was two skeletons. It wasn't a movie at all. It was a home video. There lay a man next to his glowing skeleton wife, with a Polaroid pinned above the bed. Me and Evangeline at the farm. The end. The author's blurb of the story is, my loves of horror started back in the 90s at my grandparents' ranch. My grandmother was an obsessive horror fan and would have all the scary movies circled on the TV guide for me to watch when I would visit. She also kept an extensive collection of recorded VHS films, all lovingly made, labeled for me to peruse. She had no issue showing me the Texas Chainsaw Massacre at the ripe old age of 8, which probably accounts for the bulk of my childhood trauma. Because they had a satellite dish with a few thousand channels, I saw a ton of weird little B movies that I don't remember, which is what inspired me and Evangeline at the farm. Some of the films have literally been lost to time. Movies that aired a few times on TV but were never released on physical media. I love the concept of forgotten media. What's real, what's rumor, and what's become an urban legend. And that is the story of Evangeline.
Yeah, the whole movie Hi, Meyer. What do you guys think of that one? Did you like it? Was it enjoyable?
I zoned out and then came back to a skeleton next to a man in the bed. No, no, no. Two skeletons on the bed. The alien and the farmer.
Mm-hmm. You liked it? It was cozy and scary at the same time. Yeah, I like it. Tycoon said they spent 2 hours inventing a new numbers site inspired by the Library of Babel. I have no idea what that is, but that's interesting. Okay. I'm gonna end the stream here for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. That was a lot of stories. Okay. Happy birthday, Onsen. Good night, everyone. I hope you sleep well. I thought, thank you. Hey, Angel. Thank you for coming. Good night, everyone. Don't forget to redeem it. You too.